So I'm here with Tom Frinzi, Worldwide President of Johnson & Johnson Surgical Vision, and Tom has graciously accepted a sash here. Thanks so much for being part of our Haute Couture theme, Tom.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here, Matt, and you guys are always colorful, and I thought I had to blend in.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, we're also blending into your background here. You've got a purple Eiffel Tower and all of that.
Yeah.
That's great. So here today we're talking about the Haute Couture of ophthalmology.
Sure.
And we were at your news conference earlier this morning, and I would say you've got some cutting-edge couture, so to speak, in ophthalmology. Tell me a little bit about what you've got going on.
Sure. We're really excited to introduce the Synergy intraocular lens here at the ESCRS, and it really gives the best of both worlds, whether you're a trifocal user or an extended depth of focus intraocular lens user. This technology, through the work of our best-in-class R&D group, have really given the ophthalmologists and the patients they serve the best of both worlds, where you have this continuous range of vision from near through intermediate to distance, regardless of lighting conditions, whether it's daytime or nighttime. There's no loss in that quality of vision, so it's the perfect combination of quality and quantity of vision.
Well, I was kind of remembering back many years ago in sort of, I guess, the early 2000s when I started hearing about multifocals and the Alcon Restore lens. I guess that was one of the earlier ones. But I guess back then you kind of had to do this or this, and now what you're talking about is being able to do it comfortably at all distances in terms of reading.
Absolutely. That continuous range, there's no gap. We figured out how to design an intraocular lens that really gives you that continuous range of vision. And one of the things that's really been wonderful to see, not only from the doctors, but as we've talked to patients about their outcomes, you don't have to hunt for that near. It's just that continuous range is there.
Right. Well, we're obviously based out in Asia Pacific, and I'd be interested for you to share some insights into some of the products rolling out there. So you talked a little bit off camera about iHance, correct? Tell me a little bit about that, and then moving into the future with Synergy down the line.
Sure. iHance we did release earlier this year, and it's a next generation monofocal intraocular lens that really provides intermediate vision, not just distance vision. So we're really excited about that. It's doing very well in the Asia Pacific region as well as here in Europe. Synergy will follow. We've already launched in Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
The rest of the Asia Pacific regions will follow. So really what we're doing here at the ESCRS is in a sense, a global launch. It's starting here in Europe, but as regulatory approvals come through, we'll be rolling that out across the world. And we're just really excited about the cadence of innovation. As you probably well know, Matt, this industry, the lifeline of this industry is innovation.
Yeah.
And as you look at our portfolio, not only today, but out over the next 2.5 years, we feel extremely bullish about the level and the cadence of technology that we'll be bringing to bear to the marketplace. And at the end of the day, it's all about the patient. And we think we're bringing technology to the forefront that's going to make a difference in the lives of patients here.
You know, Tom, when we start to look into 2020, economy-wise, we start to hear, some people starting to get a little skittish about 2020. But when you've got technology that addresses a worldwide problem in an aging population, does that even really matter? Or can you just kind of breeze past that with an excellent product such as what you have?
Well, I think, look at healthcare economics are changing around the world, and I think not only do you have to bring state-of-the-art technology to the forefront, but I think you have to drive efficiencies as well.
Yeah.
One of the things we're also introducing here is a series of insertion devices that are preloaded, whether it's a disposable or a reusable version. And again, that helps the ophthalmologist in the operating theater be much more efficient. So I think innovation comes in all forms. It's always not just technology, but in this case, we feel very fortunate to not only bring leading edge intraocular lenses, but now the ability to get those lenses in the eye in a very state-of-the-art way, preloaded, so you minimize that step in the operating theater, and it really drives efficiency in the operating room.
Yeah. So, you've got Symphony, iHance, Synergy. if you were to try to break this down to the lay person, or maybe not the lay person, but let's say the average doctor out there, how would you kind of talk to them in this continuum of which product is best for which patient?
Well, I think it's all about a portfolio approach. And the Technis portfolio, whether it's from a monofocal point of view with our Technis monofocal and now iHands, or whether it's from a presby correcting point of view with Symphony and now Synergy, we think we have this full portfolio that can really address the needs of patients, whether it's about quantity of vision or quality of vision and the combination thereof. So we feel we're very well positioned to be able to offer what a patient needs and give the ophthalmologist that armamentarium to be able to do what's in the best interest of the patient.
Now, if you could kind of identify one characteristic of Synergy, whether it's the elimination of glare and halos or whether it's the ability to read at a certain distance, what would you think, or what would you say is sort of the most in vogue trait of Synergy in this day and age?
Yeah, well, I think, look, I have to step back, and anytime you're splitting light, which these lenses do, there's always going to be glare halo. I think we're constantly on the hunt to minimize that. But I would say from a Synergy point of view, this idea of continuous vision, whether you're at 33, 40, 50, 60 centimeters of distance, right? It's that continuous range of vision that I've seen the doctors react to, and more importantly, patients react to. You're not hunting for that near point. There's no gap. It's a continuous range of vision from near out to infinity, and I think that's going to play well in the marketplace.
It's interesting because it's a visual issue. It's almost kind of an ergonomic issue too, isn't it? If you think about, you're lounging back with a newspaper,
right,
or you've got your tablet. It's kind of ergonomics, isn't it?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and if you kind of look out there in the future, Tom, as far as other innovation coming down the pike, do you spot anything on the horizon? Anything that you think that, whether it's the OIS meeting or Ophthalmology Futures or even ESCRS in Amsterdam next year, what's going to be the hot button topics out there? What's going to be in vogue?
Listen, I think innovation's alive and well in ophthalmology. As I mentioned earlier, our pipeline is very rich, whether it's on the cataract side, the refractive side, the dry eye side. All three of those are important pillars in our business, and we feel good about the technologies we'll be bringing forward, all geared towards driving not only good best-in-class outcomes, but driving efficiency as well. As the healthcare economic world changes, I think it's not just about does the technology work, but can you deliver it in a cost-effective, efficient way? And I think our portfolio today and into tomorrow is going to be able to give you both.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you next in Amsterdam, out there in a year's time, or the AAO earlier. And, thanks for coming out, wearing our sash, and making trends happen in ophthalmology.
Good. Appreciate it.
Good
Nice
man.
to see you.
Thank you.
All right.